Hi, welcome to my channel, Supernatural Mama, and of course welcome to your reading. So when I sat down to meditate before recording this, I was very disrupted by my cat. Every single time I sat down, he would come in meowing, which often indicates to me that whatever I'm about to do is quite wouldn't say important, but he has a way of, whenever I'm busy doing an in-person tarot reading, finding his way into the room, and whenever the reading is at a pinnacle point, he sort of flops down on the cards. So I say that because I would not be surprised if he does make his way in here today, and if he does disrupt this, I apologize in advance. Okay, so what came to me while I was meditating was a pink rose budding and then blooming into a beautiful full red rose, a hot air balloon rising slowly but being guided by a big hand in the sky. So the what that tells me is that transformation is taking place. Something out of the ordinary is happening, right? It's not just a rose, budding and blooming. It's changing in the process. Something in the natural order of things is shifting. And then we see with the guided hot air balloon that whatever is taking place is universally guided, right? So, and then the last thing that they showed me was quite amusing. Was I just saw these two yellow eyes in this pitch black dark, and this little owl's head sort of started peeking through in the pitch black dark and then taking flight. So, I mean, owls are whenever I come across an owl, I always think of, wisdom. And I mean, I think there's some saying somewhere about like wise old owls, or, one of those, like an elephant never forgets type things. So owls are, I think, generally associated with wisdom, and what I found interesting about the energy and just this owl was very all-knowing, obviously, but also the way that he came out, or it came out of the shadows, was the words that keep coming to me are all-knowing. So what that tells me is that whatever is taking place in this collective, something is rising and taking flight. Maybe people are being able to, are tapping into knowledge that they previously weren't able to do, and it is creating or fueling transformation. I'm not quite sure. We'll see what the cards have to say. But yeah, the general message or the general energy is something is rising and being released. Okay, so let me just move that. I had to write that down. I was worried that I would forget, as sometimes does happen with things that come quickly. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing one tarot, pull a few oracle, and then we'll come back to the tarot and we'll get a better idea of what the message for all of you is today. Please keep in mind that as this is a collective reading, not everything will be for you. Take what resonates, and whatever doesn't, leave it for whoever it's meant for. Okay. Inside, and I'm supposed to pass through me. Okay. So threes, but threes seems to be a common thing, and they're wanting to take 3 cards. They're not. Let's just quickly. There we go. Temperance. So, okay, the Temperance card is often about, it is about balance and things coming into balance. So I am going to pull some oracle because it's, they haven't given me any indication of anything other than they just showed me a seesaw, literally an empty seesaw coming into balance. So they haven't given me more to go on what's on the actual seats of the seesaw. So So let's see what that's all about. This is a Moldavia Starchild. This is Liquid Oracle deck. Cannot remember who it's by. I will put all the details of the cards in the description box. Let's just see if there's anything more, because I do feel like there is. There we go. Let's take those two. Appetite. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Foresight. And peach. Oh, 4 cards. Peach, calcite, harmonize, right? Which is also quite linked to balance. When things go into balance, things harmonize. Or is it the other way around? Boji stone, balance, align, and clear. So just bear with me. I'm not quite sure why they're doing that. So I am in the description box going to put the write-up for this particular card, and the write-ups for this book. I mean, they are beautiful, but they are very long. It's about 3 pages of lots of information on the crystal, as well as how to use it, etc., etc. So I'll put it in for this one just because I've been guided to. But this is just confirmation, essentially, that for those viewing this, I mean, we all have doubts sometimes in our journey of is this all real? And this is kind of that confirmation for any of you that may be having this fear, ego sort of. I mean, there is a lot going on energetically at the moment, and a lot of people that I have spoken to and have been discussing, we've all been noticing this rise in ego, and it seems to be a collective thing. So I mean, it especially for those that are more that are very empathetic, that really do feel the energies of others, it can be quite overwhelming sometimes, and to the point that you sometimes I have people that sort of say that they find themselves wondering whether it's just insanity, right? Because sometimes it feels that way when it is so overwhelming and things are rising, especially in the collective energy. So yeah, and we don't all belong to one collective, so sometimes we're dealing with a lot, and obviously just the global energy. Anyway, I'm not going to go too much into that. It's not if any of that resonated with you, you can definitely go and research it. I know a lot of spiritual groups on Facebook are discussing stuff like that. Okay, so foresight. So here, that immediately tells me that this is possibly going to, and I hate to say the word, be slightly predictive, because a tarot reading is always it allows you to hear what is in your highest good in that moment, right? That's why when something resonates with us, we feel it, and when something doesn't, or is icky, we find ourselves going into a state of ego, trying to either make the story to fit or feeling uncomfortable making it to fit because it's out of alignment. Someone actually asked me the other day what it was like to be a reader, or what the experience was like, and my question was, as a reader or as a viewer, because it's very different. When I'm receiving a reading, I often have physical symptoms on my body that sort of give me confirmation that what I'm hearing, or that what is being said is for me, and it's like, pay attention. So yeah, I just mentioned that because it got me thinking into other people's experiences. Okay, let's draw from this card. Your effortless effort is fully required. Okay, so that is very much trust, right? To as little as possible, and trust that everything is taking place and working out in your favor, as it always is. It's just very, very difficult to remember sometimes. Is there anything else? Yes, there is. Okay, 38. You will only see the way by making the way. Okay, so there we've got foresight. And I'm very glad that this card popped up, because as I said, I really don't like making predictive doing predictive readings, because everything is a potential. By the very nature of listening to a reading, you can essentially change the outcome, right? If you take the guidance that is being offered to you. So here, what they're telling us is by making the way. Okay, you will only see by making the way. So this foresight is possibly, is in this context being said like you cannot see the future. It is impossible. We need to take that step, trusting that that future is going to be as we hope it to be, or dream it to be, or envision it to be. And the other thing with this is also as a way show. So this is a big thing that has been coming up in a lot of personal readings that I've done for mothers, and just in the mothers collective in general. It's something it's advice that I've been given by other readers as well. So I'm not surprised that it's come up here, which is, we as mothers are in a very difficult and unique place. Sorry. And where we are the way showers, there is no book for what we are doing. The ways of raising children, or the way we were raised, well, for me personally, doesn't resonate with me as a way of raising my own daughter. And certain truths that have come to be mine have also changed the way that I partake or act in this world. And I'm not going to go into that too much, because everyone is at a different stage in their journey, and it is not for me to, whatever information is meant to find you will find you when it is meant to. Okay, so, but the point that the point that they're trying to get me to make is that this path that many of you are on, or are possibly hesitating to go on, is frightening, only because as humans we require knowing that everything is safe before we jump off the bridge, right? We'll check the bungee rope, is the image that they're showing me before. Even if somebody has put it on, there is still that inclination to check before taking the plunge, and that is a very difficult thing for any of us, for any human to deal with, that initial surrender and knowing that you are supported. But that is very much the image that came. I mean, that balloon with the hand being guided up into the air, is that you are supported in all that you do, and things need to, your fear, right, is causing disruption, and it has taken things out of balance, because my emphasis is constantly being drawn to the dark ball that he is holding. Not dark being as in negative or anything, just dark being as in low vibrational. There are things that you are holding on to, possibly by being, they keep giving me the word rigid, and I think it's going hand in hand with this effortlessness, right? There is something that is being held onto very, very tightly for a lot of you, that is quite literally anchoring you and holding you back. So something has got to shift. And for me, peach calcite is always, when I do a healing with one of my friends in Australia, we often meet once a week, and she always uses peach calcite. She always says it's soul light, and it clears and cleanses, right, to make way for the new. So that is the image that is coming in, and that is also something that seems to be a theme in a lot of the readings that I've done for the collective, is this holding on, resisting, due to fear or the thought. There's often this perception thing keeps coming up, of where we perceive these things that really are not things to fear, but because of the way we are looking at them, they become fearful. So there is, and we'll see if some of that comes in. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ten of Swords comes in. Okay, and let's just double check that there's nothing else here. There is. Okay. Your words create worlds. Okay. That's at 44. 44 being for me one of the sort of angelic angel numbers. It's always a reminder for me that there is something with us in that moment. Okay, and 4, they've just been told me to, and Asar, I don't know if you can see him there, but as I said, wouldn't be surprised if he made an appearance today. Sorry. Let's just see if I can get him to sit over here. Okay. As I said, I was guided to take this deck. Okay, teleportation and levitation. Expand your gifts and powers. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, goodness, sorry, I will lock him out as soon as I've done. Sexuality. Express pure love. And okay, so just fair warning, there might be a few meows coming from that side, which shouldn't take too long for him to go and settle himself. Sorry about that. So we have teleportation and levitation and sexuality, express pure love. 19. I've been seeing a lot of 911s and 1919s everywhere. So okay, and I've just been told one more. The chakras, the 12 chakras. Follow your ascension path. I'm going to put this here with this peach calcite because I feel like there is a lot of clearing that needs to take place. Maybe not only mentally, but physically as well. When our chakras are blocked, it makes it more difficult to receive things, to receive information. So yeah, maybe that might be something that you guys might want to look into. I often, every now and again at night, I'll find a sleep frequency thing that will clear all my chakras. So I don't know, that might resonate with you. They're free on YouTube. Okay, so we have 21 the world. We have the Page of Swords going up, up, up. For me, those little light bulbs almost look like hot air balloons. And yeah, so for me, I'm not surprised that these two came out because that is very much, you are there in this particular collective. There, as I said, there is this energy of rising, and I'm hoping that they will give us a little bit more clarity or direction into which aspects this is all taking place in for some of you. But if they don't, then this will just be a very, very general reading about what is happening in the collective energy. 3. Wow, okay. So we've got the Queen of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and my one of my favorites, as you guys follow my channel would know, the 9 of Cups. Okay, so firstly, very interesting that every single card that has come out from the tarot, barring the Temperance, is a female, has a female character, and they are all either looking up or to the future, right? Queen of Wands and the figurine or the figure in the world are both looking up, right? These two figures, oh, she is also, sorry, and the 9 of Cups, sorry. Oops. And the 9 of Cups is also sort of looking up. And then we have, oh goodness, this figure looking down and this figure sort of not really looking, just facing forward, right? I'm going to start with the Four of Pentacles, because this is the energy here is someone that is holding on, facing forward, right? But not in a way, not in the sense of she's kind of just waiting for whatever is about to come. Her eyes are closed. She's not afraid. She's trusting, right? But there is this thing of not seeing, which is very much coming up, right? You actually need to open your eyes, take the step, and not be afraid of everything that is taking place, right? There is this trust issue, and I'm just going to open the book for the Four of Pentacles here, because there's a sentence, might just be in the top of the card, which would this particular book has sort of a little Cliff Notes version at the top. Four of Pentacles. Okay, sorry. Almost there. Okay. So there's what they put is this lack mentality, placing too much value on money and need to be more charitable. So it's interesting that they've brought up a financial, right, mindset, almost a scarcity mindset for the block of vision. And I'm just being, well, not almost, I am being told to sort of put the cards like that, so we can see there is this vision, right, that is available to you should you just choose not to need to see. If that's what they gave me. I know that was a mouthful, but you are currently, for some of you at least, because when this card came up, that's why I went to the book, is they gave me the interpretation for the reading, but they also were trying to give me another one that I couldn't quite get, and obviously I failed to see that it was just the regular meaning, which is the holding on to things, the scarcity, the so there seems to be, not surprisingly, a split in the group, in the collective, where some of you have been maybe able to let go slightly more than others, and I think that this is because it seems to be manifesting, well, and it doesn't seem to be, of course it would manifest in different ways for different people, but the overall energy of what is taking place, and there's a reading that I did, I want to say maybe a month ago, about the Queen of Cups, that you know, your energy is rising, you're coming into your authenticity, and that is very much there is a similar energy to this reading, and I think that the Nine of Cups came up there as well. But I mean, what is relevant here is that this is you accepting who you are, accepting all that is, and releasing it into the world, right? And changing worlds. Somewhere there was this, your words create worlds, but also this way show, right? Like this, you will only see the way by making the way. So getting this is where it's almost where you're at the 8. There is something that needs to be released, that needs to be let go of, for you to step into this space, this 9. There's still a little bit left on the journey for some of you, with regards to this thing that is being held onto, right? Maybe perhaps some of you are not sure what to keep, what to let go. Perhaps there are still some decisions that need to be made, but they're reminding you that in this time of decisions and uncertainty, that with the Seven of Cups, no matter what choice you make, no matter what you do, it will be the right choice. there is no right or wrong or good and bad and black and white. There isn't even grey. It was a very difficult one for me to accept. There just is. So when the guidance is, no matter what decision you make, it will be the right decision. It's a reminder that, as I always say, everything, well, not as I, but as I always remind you, everything is always working out in your favor. So no matter what you do, it will be okay. There is no right decision or wrong decision. There is a decision that will lead you on a potential, or that will create certain potentials. You will always have a choice. We have free will. We do not dictate. We're not, the way we learn our lessons or have our experiences is not dictated in black and white, right? And this is very much how I see it. So yeah, I always hesitate to give my truth, but the way that I see free will, and I don't see and soul contracts. I don't see that we have soul contracts. I see that or what came to me was that we have things that we choose to experience, and while we are here, we will be guided in such a way that we experience those experiences, and yeah, and it is quite simple for me. That is how I see it, or how it has been shown to me. So it doesn't matter what decision we make, while we are bouncing back and forth trying to make the decision, we are learning something. When we make the decision, whatever experiences result in that specific decision, we are learning something that will essentially take, like, if we have veered off our path, like just slightly, anything that happens on that sort of I don't know what to call it, but that little thing that sort of sprouts off will take you back to your main. It just means that there's still more things that you need to learn to allow you to experience that experience, further along your actual path. So it doesn't matter. It's not that it will be more painful or better, or it's just you will experience a few more experiences so that you can get to a point where you can experience the experience that you want to experience. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to just put that up there along with this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is one of my favorite, sort of, along with the Queen of Cups, female archetypes in the tarot, because for me she is always a strong archetype, looking to the future with courage, and I think that is the energy, right, that they are saying, that they're asking you to take on when making any decisions that you are currently needing to make in your life. And oh my goodness, sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's just see what else they have to say. Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Six of Wands, the Devil. Did I not say I would be surprised? Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so let's shift and let's go into what they're giving us here. Okay, so I'm going to put this Ten of Swords under the sexuality, because whenever this comes in, there is something within ourselves that we are. There is love. There's something within ourselves that is stopping us from truly accepting all. Right? The Ten of Swords for me is the one card in the tarot that isn't actually significant of an ending. It's like the journey is actually over, but you haven't realized that it's over. And so there is something within yourself, some way that you are not truly accepting what is taking place in certain aspects of your life, and you are failing to show your self-compassion and love. When we fail to show ourselves compassion and love, we will fail to show others compassion and love. So there is something, like I said, for a lot of you, this letting go, this what you are holding on to, or this indecision, is you're at different points, right? Some of you are at the stage of accepting all that is taking place and taking the plunge. Some of you are still very much struggling, looking at all your options as opposed to looking up, right? Some of you are too distracted by what is actually taking place in front of you to realize that you are already rising. And that is why I placed the Devil card, or why the Devil card is there. It is, what are you distracting yourself with, while that is preventing you from actually seeing what is taking place? Because there is very much the emphasis on looking up, right? Not even looking forward, looking up. And because that is where that is the direction where you're going. It's kind of what they've said to me is like, yes, well, if you need to be present and in the now, and one is going up, one should be looking up. But that was said with a bit of a giggle. So so we'll take that. But yes, even here with the Six of Wands, which has come up in a few readings, it's this speaking out, this coming out of your shell, this oh, see, look at the hands in the back there, right? There's this message where you are really being supported in all that you are doing and everything that you are releasing into the world, right? Because that is what is taking place. We forget that we can essentially heal the world from a cupboard, right? Just by raising our own vibration. Sorry about this. I just need to plot this on, and it's 9. So for me, that is seeing that it's a 9. There are a lot of sorry, I'm just putting the baby camera on. She's about to go down for a nap, and I need to know if I'm going to be making too much noise. As her room is a little bit above me and sound travels. Okay, so straight into all these ones, right? I love that they all came out together, and that the 6, actually we'll put the 6 back here just to go through all of them in the way that they came. So there is a lot taking place in, I love the fact that there's a drawing there, because there is a lot taking place in the lives of this collective. The life of a mother is no joke. So yeah, that's what they're saying. It feels like you have the world, right? That you are trying to carry the world, or at least your world, and you're failing to see what is right in front of you, the beauty and the joy that is in your current world. That is often what happens. We get distracted by life, and we forget to see what is actually taking place in our lives, appreciate what we actually have, all that we have in the moment. So that is for. Okay, I'm gonna pull a clarifier on these two because they're showing me something that I can't quite make sense, because they're jumping from the 2 into the 7 and they're indicating that something is being missed, and I just want to see if they can help a little bit there, because as I said, I can't make out what the image that they're giving me. Okay, something within the mind is, I know that the 9 of Swords in most is about painful endings, and the 9 is always about endings, but the 9 of Swords specifically is, there is still the fear that something isn't over. There is still this fear, right? Which is why when we go into the 10 of Swords, this fear sometimes comes with us. We don't quite step in to the next phase. For me, the ending only comes at the Knight of Swords, at least in the context of this reading. So here they're showing me that they're almost giving me a 4 of Cups image, which is like, if you look at this card, can you see that there's one white bird? That white bird is being transformed, or has already been transformed. Something is being transmuted within you, right? It has already happened. It has already taken place. Whatever is taking place in this, it has already occurred. But because you are too busy focusing on the past, or what has taken place yesterday or a year, or too so focused on the past, that you are incapable of looking up to see what has already happened. And that's, like I said, that's quite interesting, because right after that, then we jump to the 6 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. And that is, this is all about beating to your own drum, embracing all that you are and releasing all that you are into the world without judgment or fear. Knowing that and standing in your power, knowing that everything is working out for you, which allows you to get to the 9 of Cups, that releasing, right? Releasing of light into the world. So, coming back to, where is it? Let's expand your gifts and powers. I just want to see if there is any guidance available to you, because they've given guidance here with the chakras, right? Balanced chakras, deep clearing, which is also with the peach calcite. There is definitely some self-healing or energetic work that this collective could benefit from, and that in itself is self-love, right? Taking time to meditate, taking time to consciously switch off, or to consciously just take time for self. There are many ways that self-love can be achieved, and spiritual practice is also something that they're emphasizing, is create a daily spiritual practice. Okay, whether it's a morning meditation, right? The Hierophant is very much about spiritual practice and spiritual practices, and going, ascension, yes, but just harmonizing is actually the word. So there really is advice on an emphasis on creating a spiritual practice that allows you to take in all that is being offered to you, so that you in turn can release it, right? Release all that you have learned, release all that you are into the world. And there's a big yes for that. This yes has been wanting to come out. I've seen it about 3 times while I've been shuffling, but this sun is quite literally what they are asking you to do. Is she is not absorbing the sun. She is the sun. She is releasing her light. She is the sun, and that is the reminder of what you are. You are the sun. You've just forgotten. You've just forgotten, and now is the time to remember. I don't think that they're going to give us too much more, except for one last little thing of change is occurring, and you need to embrace the changes, right? That does seem to be a theme for this collective, and there seems to be this hesitancy where some of you are getting stuck, and it seems to now be for some of you creating a little bit of an imbalance, and you need to take there are now the advice for those of you that are truly struggling with whatever is taking place is self-love, and because this over here, this is you're coming into your authenticity. As you strengthen your spiritual practice, you strengthen your gifts. It allows you to see who you are, which allows you to release your light into the world. And then for those of you that really do need a little bit of guidance, I'm just going to pull a few cards. I'm actually going to specifically ask the question of what guidance is there available, because I do feel like there is an energy source somewhere behind me on my left hand side that is sort of tapping me on the shoulder saying pick me. So okay, yeah, so in the same way that the sun came out to say that you are the sun, you are the light, the magician has come out to remind you that you have all the tools for everything that is taking place in your current existence. You have, all the elements, the sword, the cups. You have everything that is required to make the soup that is currently boiling on your stove magnificent, and all that is to actually see that the soup on your stove is already magnificent, that there is nothing that needs to change, right? There is nothing that needs to change. Everything is exactly as it should be, and they're just going equal exchange, right? Because the Six of Pentacles, it's always about giving and receiving, and there was this scarcity mindset that popped up here with the Four of Pentacles. So I think the guidance is what parts of yourself are you not freely giving others? What parts of yourself are you hiding? And not, because the more that we hide parts of ourselves, we tend to lose touch with those parts, and they become slightly altered. I mean, we always get it back, but it's also about perception and just where we're at. But something is not equal. So they're saying equal exchange. Give as freely as you expect to be given is very much the message, and that goes hand in hand with the four of cups. What are you holding on to? This with your scarcity mindset, or the opposite. Are you giving too much and not accepting? So yeah, but essentially the guidance here is that where things are out of balance seems to be that either you are giving too much and accepting too little, or taking too much and giving too little. And then, I mean, only you would have to look at yourself, at your situation, and be honest with yourself to answer that question. But should it be that you are holding on, the question is why. Is it a lack mentality? Is it out of fear of judgment? It will be different for everyone, but there will be a reason, and the reason will be, they're saying go within. Like, if you take the time to truly get to know yourself, to truly ask the right questions, you will be given the right answers. You will be given the answers that you need. Okay. I don't think that there's anything else, but I am going to give the cards one more shuffle because they haven't given me. There we go. That's what they wanted. Your greatest work is your legendary legacy. Okay, so with what is being created here, with what you are realizing here and releasing, it is magnificent. It is world changing. Just don't forget to show yourself love, please. Doesn't matter where you're at, where you are at on this journey, or what is taking place in your day-to-day life, whether everything is perfectly balanced or perfectly imbalanced. This is something that remains true for us all, and it is always often the first thing that we let go. So just a gentle reminder. Okay, have a beautiful day, or should I say have a beautiful now. Bye-bye.